Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready for God's Recording Podcast. The God's Recording Podcast. We in the house, we in the house, we in the house, we in the house.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Psalm 122.
And my mic was muted the whole time. I did not realize it, but we are live, and that's what happened with podcasts. But anyway, like I was saying, what's up, my brothers and sisters in Christ? This is Reverend Bertram, BJ Major, and welcome to a brand new installment of the award-winning God's Recording Podcast. It's truly a Jesus joy to be before each and every single one of you all once again here on this Monday, October 28th, 2024. Y'all, I am so amped up tonight because I'm not going to play no commercial video today. We're not going to take a quick break. We're going to go straight through with tonight's episode. Y'all, let me tell you something. I'm still young, but I remember my guest when she was 9 years old. when I joined Mount Zion Baptist Church in Augusta back in 2012.
Yeah.
And to see what all God is doing in her life right now is truly amazing. And I am ecstatic I done had spoken word artists on here. I done had gospel recording artists on here. I done had a little bit of everybody on here, but I have never had Miss Albany State University on my podcast before. So tonight I am happy and excited to interview my guest tonight, the 82nd and current Miss Albany State University. Please welcome Miss Logan Marshall. Welcome to the God's Recording Podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yes, amen. It's great to have you on here. I'm excited. And quite frankly, I ain't gonna lie, when I was posting the previews on my stories and different things, people were liking it up. I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one gonna be excited about this interview tonight. So it's great to have you on here. Also, for those who are watching live or on replay, be sure to share this, like it, especially to young people, because I want to say this. Y'all know how hard I go for the young people. All young people ain't doing wrong. There are a lot of young people doing some great big things, making some big moves. And I have one of those awesome young people on here. I'm going to tell one story about Logan. She probably don't want me to tell. I knew there was something special about Logan because when I got to Mount Zion, I taught my very first Bible class. And she was in there. And there were older kids that was in there. She was the youngest. And she was answering all the questions. And the older kids was looking like, you know, they was looking confused, but she was answering all the questions. So I knew right then and there that God had something special in store for her. So I'm going to go ahead and start asking you these questions. And of course, the first question I want to ask you is, how does it feel to be Miss Albany State University?
It feels refreshing. I feel like I'm a role model for others. In fact, I just left, well, not today, but recently there was a forum about women empowerment and Black women in leadership at my school. And one of the students actually did say that. They said, we look to you as a role model. And that really meant a lot for me and to me, because that's all that I really ask God for, you know, just to put me in places where others can look at me and be inspired, because that's really what it's about, in my opinion.
Yeah, because, you know, I mean, that's a big thing. You know, Albany State is a pretty big college. And for you
the biggest HBCU in Georgia.
Period. Says correct me. Yeah, correct me. Yeah. And for you to be in that position and to inspire so many, it says a lot. And you know, it's something when someone came to you and say you inspire them, you encourage them or motivate them just by you being you. Right. You know, you would be amazed. And most of the time, you probably thinking, "What did I do?" You know. But it's just that goes to show that you are not only making a difference, but you are building up a lot of people, and that's how we ought to be as a people. Black people, yeah, we ought to be like that to encourage one another and lift up one another. So that is awesome. Um, that this is a question I also want to ask you too. Looking back from your childhood to now, did you ever think you would be where you are today?
I never imagined becoming a queen of a university.
Mm,
That itself was out of my imagination. My cousin, of course, Farron, she was the 77th Miss Albany State University, and she would always tell me, "Oh, girl, you're next. You're going to be the next Miss ASU." And I would always tell her, "No, ma'am, I will not." But that's just because I grew up with all brothers. I just didn't.
mm-hmm.
That wasn't a part of a goal. That wasn't a goal I had to reach. But when I got here, I love the atmosphere. I love the family that we have. But there were some things that I was like, we could really improve on as a school. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what inspired me to want to become Miss ASU. But as a long term goal, absolutely not. But as I matriculated, becoming a young woman, I decided maybe that's the route I should go.
Yeah, and now that's something one thing I have learned is that when somebody say you next, you better just get ready. Just next. You may just be next. You just gotta be ready for everything. But that's awesome because as kids, of course you have dreams and goals, but as you get
Right.
they change, and then when you finally get there, you be like, "What? Wow! I never imagined this was gonna happen." So it's great to exceed your expectations.
And a lot of times people can see things that you don't recognize in yourself. Just
Hmm.
like you were saying the story before we got started, I didn't see that in me, but still you saw a light that I wasn't able to see at the time. But here we are, together on this podcast, just seeing everything play out. And that's what life is about. You just have to release all of your plans and let God just take control because He has shown time after time that whatever He wants, He's going to make it happen. So, like you said, you better get ready for it because regardless, His plans are going to come through.
And you really brought up something. I would have never thought in 2012 when
Hmm.
when my podcast really was starting to take off that in 2024, 12 years later, I would be interviewing this little girl. I'm looking at answering all these questions in Vacation Bible School. I would be interviewing her as Miss Albany State. And the reason I said that is not to brag, but to just show how when you keep focused and do the best you can in life, not
Yes.
only will God bless you, but He will exceed your expectations. You just gotta be
Right.
ready for any and everything. So, man, that could preach. I'm gonna write take some
Take some notes.
yeah, that really can preach. So, like I said, this being Miss Albany State, of course, people come to you saying you inspired them and all this stuff, but I know that there's a lot of experiences happening with that. But I want to ask, what has been most rewarding?
Just being able to see the impact in others. Now that I have this role, I've always wanted to become a mentor, but I guess I didn't expect it to happen so soon. But seeing my mentees, say different things that they notice and look up to me and say, Logan, I really appreciate how you do this. It makes me want to do, you know, whatever
Mm,
the case may be. But that is so rewarding to me to just know that I really am doing what I want, as in making that impact and being a role model, or inspiring others, encouraging others to be their best self. It's really not the big things like, you might get rewards or awarded at different venues, but it's the 101
mm,
awards that get me, the personal ones.
yeah, and the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come for you because I this is just me how I feel. I believe you're just at the genesis of everything that is going to take place during this time period in your life. And
Hmm.
God, I'm not just saying to be saying it. God really does have great things in store for you, because just imagine there's gonna come a time 20 years from now where people gonna say, I remember when you were Miss Albany State, and I remember I was going through this and going through that. But when I saw you, it gave me hope and encourages me. I guarantee you it's gonna happen. Before we go any further, the minister of music from Mount Zion, Miss Audrey Carr, is in the house. Dr. Carr is in the house. She's making some comments right now. And of course, she just said what I just said. The best is yet to come. It's good to see you, Miss Audrey, in the comments. Longtime supporter of the God's Recording Podcast. So,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I told you to send me your bio, and of course, it was a short bio, but it said so much. And I was like, what questions I'm gonna get out of this? But it was one thing that caught my attention. In your bio, your accomplishments are awesome, but you want to be a third grade teacher.
I do.
What inspired you for that?
Well, of course, but my family is full of educators. But honestly, it wasn't them that inspired me. I had a fifth grade teacher, and this is just one of many great teachers, but Miss Rader. And I still remember how much of a light she was for me. A lot of times in the school system, it's kind of hard for people to merge love with the standards and the rules and regulations that we have to follow, because there is a lot behind closed doors that teachers have to make sure they accomplish to make sure that the students are where they need to be. But she just had a way of showing that she cared for her students and had a way to engage us with her lessons, make us feel a part. And so she was really one of the best teachers that I had throughout my matriculation through education, even though I'm still in education. But I just think about her often and think about the ways that she was there for us, because that really does make a difference with students.
Yeah. And that's what's going to be remembered. I always say a great teacher, you don't just teach a lesson, but you give the students something to hold on to.
Yeah.
And they're not going to forget. They're not going to forget it. They're going to always remember you for whatever, whatever little golden nugget you give them.
Mm-hmm.
I could testify. I got plenty of teachers that blessed me over the years. And, it's good to run into them and tell them, hey, you did this for me. So, and I could see you being a great teacher. It's definitely in you. It's definitely in you. So, that is awesome. That is awesome. And the Lord, lost my train of thought. It's a lot going through my head right now.
It's okay.
Because it's just great seeing anybody that's young doing great things and have those dreams and goals and what you are doing. I don't know, do you even realize this, but you are not only focusing on the here and now, but you are focusing on helping build up the future, by wanting to be a teacher.
Right.
You are going to be encouraging so many, kids that's going to be coming to your class, and, just by you smiling or teaching a lesson or just, saying it's going to be okay, that's going to make a huge difference. So, you are not only the young people today, but you are also helping build up young people for tomorrow. And you are, setting a great example.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to say that. Also, the last question I want to ask you. Of course, there's going to be a lot of young adults that's watch this, especially young women. There's a lot of young girls out there in the world looking at your journey. What advice would you give them?
There's a quote that I love, and I said it in my pageant. Embrace what makes you unique, even when it makes others uncomfortable. And that speaks volumes to me, because we live in a day and age where not only is social media pulling us, but different influencers who have, how can I say this tastefully, not the best influence, not doing a great job at guiding, like you said, the younger generations into where they need to go. And so it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to love you just how you are. Embrace it and make sure that you don't stray from that, just trying to chase what others may look like they have.
Wow. Basically, be yourself.
Authentically,
Yeah,
yes.
be yourself. Be. Don't be afraid to be your authentic self.
Right.
Ooh, this is gonna be a little teaching moment tonight, because sometimes we can look at ourselves in the mirror and be afraid of not who we are now, but who we are becoming.
Yes.
And we got to embrace that. You need to put that on a shirt. You need to put that on a shirt. If you put that on a shirt, I buy it, because
Okay.
that was on point. And I pray that many people really watch this and get that. If they don't get nothing else, they get that, because social media is really, it's painting a false picture.
Yes. It has.
And yeah, so that is so true what you said. Just be your true, authentic self. Well, I would love to talk with you, but I just wanted to have a time to interview you, so others, can be encouraged by your story. And also I want to just tell you personally, congratulations on all your accomplishments. And also, my prayers are with you as you continue to excel higher and higher and higher. And I'm going to say this, and I wish I would have said it in person. You, Farron, your siblings, y'all inspired me.
Wow.
And all the youth of the past, at Mount Zion inspired me, because watching y'all accomplish big things encouraged me to keep on keeping on. And now I'm working on my doctorate. So y'all truly. You truly are a blessing. You keep up the great work. Don't ever dim your light for nobody. You just shine, 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 shine. Don't afraid to shine. Don't be
And
afraid to
you
shine.
as well. Thank you so much. And congratulations to you as well on the doctorate. Come on, doctor.
Yeah, Miss Albany and the future doctor in the house. Miss Albany State. But it's so great to have, for those who want to keep up with Miss Albany State University. Y'all go ahead and follow her on Instagram. And I want to just say this too. I said at the beginning, share this interview. Share this interview, because I truly believe, and this is not about the God's Recording Podcast. This is truly me wanted to minister through this podcast to young people. I wanted Logan to be on here because she's doing great things. I have known her since she was a young child, and to see what God is doing, I want y'all to know that I don't care how young you are out there, hear me good. You can and you will succeed. Just
Yes.
keep your eyes stayed on Jesus and keep moving forward no matter what. Point blank, period. But thank you, Logan, for being on here tonight. Real quick before I get off of here, my life coaching sessions are back. So go ahead, hit me up if you need a life coaching session. Also, tune in this coming Friday for wait a minute. There we go. For a brand new installment of the God's Recording Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You're not going to miss it. And the next time I will be before you all live is on November the 15th, right back here at 6:00 p.m. on a Friday, not a Monday, but on a Friday. I will be interviewing TNT. And y'all know about these three, because this past summer they had me cracking up on my episode. So I could just imagine how it's gonna be to have all three of them here at one time. So it's gonna be off the chain next month on the 15th of November. But that is it for tonight. Thank you, Logan, for being on here. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, this is Reverend Bertram, BJ Major, signing off, telling you all to stay great, stay safe, and be blessed.